Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are in the Exiled Lands in map square I4, building a Pirate Tavern. This build is modded in both construction and decoration, and primarily today we will be using the Awesome Dudes Delightful Decorations mod. As usual, this video is indeed sponsored by NordVPN. You can get 68% off a 2-year deal with NordVPN plus a month free when you visit nordvpn.org/eradYT or use code eradYT at checkout. Whether it's freedom of information, anonymity, or just region-locked Netflix shows you want, Nord has you covered. More details at the end of the video. So, without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, I started off with laying the foundations. I'll be using the Pier Shack items from the Dudes Delightful Decorations mod to make the majority of this build. This tavern will be right on the bank of the river, so it makes sense to use this material, as it suits both the intended atmosphere and the purpose of the build. Along with that, Pier Shack is one of the last few materials from the mod that I've yet to use in any build, so it's nice to use it and see what it offers. I laid out a fairly simple base plate with a central 4x8 rectangle and a 3x3 room on either side in the middle of the build. I also built docks out into the nearby river on the rear of the build, along with surrounding the build with a 1-tile wide veranda. Next, for the walls. Much like other materials in this mod, Pier Shack offers many different wall and window options, though not as much of the former as the Tavern material set from the same mod. I used Pier Shack walls, along with a variety of different windows and door frames around the build. I built the walls of the ground floor up 2 tiles high, and after separating a rear 4x2, I left the rest of the ground floor open plan. Next, for the stairs. I built a simple stair set in the centre of the build, though I would later change the design of the stairs for a more low profile design that maximises floor room on the ground floor. I created balcony corridors on the first floor, then covering the top of the 3x3 side rooms with regular pier ceilings. This tavern, along with of course serving food and alcohol, will also offer a couple of rooms for nightly rent. I then went ahead and looked for awning pieces that would work on the veranda. However, the Pier Shack material set does not actually have any awnings, so I instead used metal tile roof pieces from the same mod. The metal tile material set does lack inverted corners, which is pretty disappointing. However, I think it actually worked out for the best in the end. I couldn't obviously surround the entire build with the sunshades, so I only did it partially, and I think it actually looks a bit better like this. Next, for the first floor walls. I built windows around the top of the stairs and small 1x1 balconies at the front of the build. I built the walls around the rest of the first floor, initially building them 1 tile high, but eventually then choosing to build them 2 tiles high, which worked out to be a much better decision. I then built roof gables atop the walls. Next, for the roof. This is a really simple intersecting roof design that doesn't need too much explaining, as it's pretty easy to construct. The Pier Shack material offers 2 different types of roofs per piece, one straight and one offering a small bottom lip that overhangs the wall, which helps to add a little more flair and style to the build. After building part of the roof, I chose to drop the height of the side 3x3 rooms down to 1 tile high, to allow them to better integrate into the overall roof structure, and I then completed the roof. Finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to, of course, furnish. Approaching the build, I've changed a few elements of the design and lit the build with brass lanterns. Entering the tavern, I've tried to stick to a very rustic and pirate-like design quality, focusing on a lot of wood, fabrics and pirate-like decorations. Overall, I think this decoration style works really well for this build. I'm usually very critical of my own work, especially in decoration, seeing as I think that's usually one of my weaker areas, but I think this build is actually really nicely decorated and I'm quite proud of it. Underneath the stairs is a small private meeting area for talks of a sensitive nature, and behind the bar is a storeroom where food is cooked for patrons and wine, ale and spirits are stored. Heading upstairs, the choice of balcony corridors actually works really nicely to add a little depth and verticality to the structure, as does the lattice diamond on the front top wall of the build. On this floor are two separate furnished bedrooms, rooms that pirates who perhaps have one too many flagons of ale can rent to sleep off the booze. I've stuck to the same decoration style for these rooms and I think it works wonderfully. Heading out of the build and around the veranda, we reach the docks. These are fairly small docks, and in retrospect probably could have been a bit bigger to fit larger ships, but overall they do a decent job and serve the build very well. And there we have it, a Pirate Tavern in the Exiled Lands, in Map Square I4. Thanks for watching. I know I've said it before, but the Dude's Delightful Decorations mod is probably one of the best mods I've used. It offers a ton of different materials and decorations that work amazingly well for a variety of builds, and if you haven't already, I'd definitely recommend trying it out. In fact, I'd go as far to say that, should they ever get to that point, I think this mod should definitely be on the shortlist for Funcom to officially integrate into the game. As I mentioned earlier, this video is indeed sponsored by NordVPN. If you want to stay safe on the internet and ensure you can't be tracked by shady individuals, all whilst being able to access Netflix, BBC iPlayer, ITV, Hulu, HBO and more regardless of where you live, all whilst maintaining blazing fast internet speeds, NordVPN is the perfect choice for you. When you use my link or discount code, you can get 68% off a 2-year deal, which comes out to $3.71 a month, an absolute bargain price for such a great service that I use almost every day. The software is a small download and it's easy to use. One click and you're both connected and protected, and you have full access to the internet. Nord also has very strict policies on protecting your data, meaning you can browse in confidence. Visit nordvpn.org/iradyt or use code iradyt at checkout to claim this huge discount and get the best VPN service available on the internet, and also help me out a lot at the same time. As always, thanks to Nord for sponsoring the video. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any build suggestions for future videos. As usual, absolutely anything is welcome. Don't forget to both follow me on Twitch and join the fun on our Discord through the links in the description. Again, don't forget you can get 68% off NordVPN when you use code iradyt at checkout, or you can go through my affiliate link in the description and pinned comment below. YouTube is currently my full-time source of income, so if you enjoy the content and would like to help support the channel so I can continue to put out the best content possible, do consider becoming a patron. There are multiple tiers of support from $1 to $20, offering many different benefits from a mention in every video to Discord roles, and even sneak peeks of every new video before anyone else. The link to my Patreon is in the description, so if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to consider becoming a patron. On that note, a thanks to our current patrons Sammy, Sir Dialot, Randar, MK Pantheon, Velma, Shannara, and Torn. If you're new here, feel free to check out the rest of the content on the channel. There are new Conan Exiles videos coming every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you like what you see, subscribe and ring the notification bell to be the first to see the next video, and to join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.